Yeah, I think it was a difficult surface. I think Mumbai read the conditions exceptionally well, and they, after probably the first few overs, they really relied on that slow ball. And I think the slow ball is obviously effective, but it's mainly effective because of their execution, and there's some supreme exponents of it in Bumrah and Trent Boult and even Hardik Pandya. So I think the way that they bowled, particularly through those middle stages, really stifled us. I think we were 66 for 3 through those 10 overs, and in these sort of conditions you probably need more than that. I think we finished pretty well, but just that middle stage, the way that they bowled didn't allow us to score, and I thought we tried to counter it pretty well. I think we worked out how difficult it was trying to get through it, but credit to them, the way that they bowled. I think it's both. I think the feedback from the batsman was that it almost felt, the wicket felt dead, and so anytime the slow ball came, it was difficult to, I suppose, get any power on it, and therefore there were a lot of singles. But I also think you look at the way that Boult bowled to that small boundary. He defended it with superb Yorkers, so I think they're really clever in their planning, and we just weren't able to get away the bad balls that they did bowl, which were few and far between. Well, I think, Jack's spell was fantastic. Particularly he came up against our three left-handers who are all very good players of spin, but he was able to extract something out of the wicket, and all those batsmen said it was hard to get down to him, and when he did drop short, it sort of saddened the wicket and made it difficult to hit. So I think he found a good length. I think his style and his release in terms of a bit more of a square seam on this surface made it hard. In general, it was a difficult batting surface, and 180 maybe would have been a par score and something that could have challenged Mumbai. But I think the way that they navigated the middle period, particularly their six-hitting prowess, took the game away from us. No, it was definitely the surface. Like I just said then, they both said that it felt like it was almost dead when it hit a good length, and so the value for shots wasn't quite there. We probably got away with a lot as well in that power play. We were a little bit lucky, so I think we understood how difficult it was. So to come away from that power play, I think 46 for none, was something that we were pretty happy with, and we thought that maybe spin would be a little bit easier, but it wasn't the case. And like I've said a couple of times, I think the way that Mumbai bowled was perfect for that surface. I think the pace has created those chances. I think if we'd held on to that one off Jacks at the back end of the power play off Shami, it would have been 2 down, and that's a pretty effective power play to get those two big wickets. Probably Zishan in particular, as we utilise him outside the power play, it's probably not his natural game. He hasn't played a lot of T20 cricket, so we probably protect him from that role a little bit. And like I said, if we take our chances, then we're probably content with how the power play went. Probably haven't quite adapted on surfaces that not foreign to us. Everyone's played in India for a long period of time, so just haven't been able to deal with those in certain situations. I think if we'd been able to bowl first, then I think you get a feel for the surface and get a bit more understanding. But when you bat first on a tricky surface, it is difficult. And like I said, we're pretty content after the power play, and we're content at the end of it, but we needed 20, 30 more runs and a good start, and I think that's probably been the case in all the away games so far. Yeah, absolutely. I think, like I've said a couple of times, I think they surmise conditions well. We know that Bumrah and Boult are world-class bowlers, but the execution of the slow ball and then the execution of the Yorker from Boult were critical, and I suppose losing Klaasen in that penultimate over, if he'd been able to get through that and take a few off Bumrah and then set again, those are all the little things that you hope for in these relatively low-scoring games, and that wasn't for us tonight. I feel like no one really has control over their surface, so there's a little bit of luck involved in terms of coming against wickets that don't suit us. But I think there has to be more to it from our side, that we have to adapt. We know that conditions like this exist in Chennai, sometimes Ahmedabad, so we're not expecting to go around the country and come up on belters. So it's the ball's in our court to realise that, and I think we did it relatively well today. It was just incredibly tough through those middle stages, and I've credited Mumbai how well they bowled throughout that innings, and that really was the difference today.